CLEP English Literature Metaphysical Poetry. Question 1. When Frankenstein appears in a literature clue, which writer fits? Option A. Sir Thomas Malory. Option B. Mary Shelley. Option C. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Option D. Chinua Achebe. The correct answer is option B. Mary Shelley. Mary Shelley fits because Frankenstein is a Gothic and romantic novel about creation, responsibility, isolation, and ambition. Elizabeth Barrett Browning is linked to sonnets from the Portuguese. Sir Thomas Malory is linked to Ellie Morte d'Arthur. Chinua Achebe points instead to Things Fall Apart, so it does not match this clue. Question 2. Comparing a CLEP-style clue among these terms, which one names a 14-line lyric poem usually written in iambic pentameter? Option A. Elegy. Option B. Soliloquy. Option C. Sonnet. Option D. Iambic pentameter. The correct answer is option C. Sonnet. Sonnet fits because it means a 14-line lyric poem usually written in iambic pentameter. Elegy and soliloquy refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Iambic pentameter is also different. Ballad is a song-like narrative, epic is long and heroic, essay is nonfiction prose. Question 3. Choose the work most closely linked with Geoffrey Chaucer. Option A. Troilus and Cresside. Option B. Songs of Innocence and Experience. Option C. Jane Eyre. Option D. The Canterbury Tales. The correct answer is option A. Troilus and Cresside. Troilus and Cresside fits because it is Geoffrey Chaucer's work, a Middle English narrative poem focused on love, fortune, and betrayal. The Canterbury Tales is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer. Songs of Innocence and Experience is associated with William Blake. Jane Eyre belongs with Charlotte Bronte, not this author clue. Question 4. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, when John Donne appears in review, which title fits? Option A. Gulliver's Travels. Option B. Dover Beach. Option C. Holy Sonnets. Option D. Pride and Prejudice. The correct answer is option C. Holy Sonnets. Holy Sonnets fits because it is John Donne's work, a group of metaphysical poems using paradox, argument, and intense spiritual drama. Gulliver's Travels is associated with Jonathan Swift. Pride and Prejudice is associated with Jane Austen. Dover Beach belongs with Matthew Arnold, not this author clue. Question 5. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, when the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock appears in a literature clue, which writer fits? Option A. James Joyce. Option B. T.S. Eliot. Option C. Geoffrey Chaucer. Option D. Daniel Defoe. The correct answer is option B. T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot fits because the love song of J. Alfred Prufrock is a modernist dramatic monologue about paralysis, self-consciousness, and urban alienation. Daniel Defoe is linked to Robinson Crusoe. Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales. James Joyce points instead to Ulysses, so it does not match this clue. Question 6. Studying a CLEP-style clue, when a CLEP-style passage shows that a strong pause interrupts the middle of a poetic line, which answer works? Option A. Octave. Option B. Enjambment. Option C. Caesura. Option D. Assonance. The correct answer is option C. Caesura. Caesura fits because caesura names a pause within a line, often marked by punctuation or a natural break in speech. Enjambment is wrong because enjambment carries syntax across a line break. Octave and assonance describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 7. How would a clue about Samuel Taylor Coleridge most likely be answered? Option A. Lyrical ballads. Option B. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Option C. Hard Times. Option D. Ode on a Grecian Urn. The correct answer is option B. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner fits because it is Samuel Taylor Coleridge's work, a supernatural romantic ballad involving guilt, punishment, and imaginative vision. Lyrical ballads is associated with William Wordsworth. Ode on a Grecian Urn is associated with John Keats. Hard Times belongs with Charles Dickens, not this author clue. Question 8. Examining a CLEP-style clue, if you see Seamus Heaney, which title should you remember? Option A. North. Option B. Songs of Innocence and Experience. Option C. Ode on a Grecian Urn. Option D. Troilus and Cresside. The correct answer is option A. North. North fits because it is Seamus Heaney's work, a modern poetry collection often linked with history, violence, bog imagery, and memory. Ode on a Grecian Urn is associated with John Keats. Songs of Innocence and Experience is associated with William Blake. Troilus and Cresside belongs with Geoffrey Chaucer, not this author clue. Question 9. Considering a CLEP-style clue, can J. Alfred Prufrock help identify which work? Option A, Don Juan. Option B, The Rape of the Lock. Option C, The Golden Notebook. Option D, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. The correct answer is option D, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Prufrock is Eliot's self-conscious speaker associated with modern alienation and paralysis. Beowulf is an epic hero, Gulliver is Swift's traveler, Othello is Shakespeare's tragic general. Question 10. Reviewing a CLEP style clue among these choices, which one explains a passage where one speaker addresses a silent listener and unintentionally exposes his character? Option A, pastoral. Option B, elegy. Option C, dramatic monologue. Option D, epic. The correct answer is option C, dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue fits because a dramatic monologue reveals the speaker through voice, situation, and what the speaker fails to understand about himself. Elegy is wrong because elegy mourns the dead. Pastoral and epic describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 11. Testing a CLEP style clue among these writers, who is linked to the remains of the day? Option A, Andrew Marvell. Option B, T.S. Eliot. Option C, Oscar Wilde. Option D, Kazuo Ishiguro. The correct answer is option D, Kazuo Ishiguro. Kazuo Ishiguro fits because The Remains of the Day is a late 20th century novel about memory, restraint, class, and missed emotional truth. Andrew Marvell is linked to his coy mistress, Oscar Wilde is linked to the importance of being earnest. T.S. Eliot points instead to the wasteland, so it does not match this clue. Question 12. Comparing a CLEP style clue, if a line moves mostly unstressed stressed 5 times, which concept is being tested? Option A, iambic pentameter. Option B, terza rima. Option C, ballad stanza. Option D, free verse. The correct answer is option A, iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter fits because iambic pentameter is built from 5 iambs, creating the common 10-syllable rhythm used in much English verse and drama. Ballad stanza is wrong because ballad stanza is a narrative quatrain pattern, not a single 5-foot line. Free verse and terza rima describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 13. Tracing a CLEP style clue, identify the device described as the continuation of a sentence beyond the end of a poetic line. Option A, enjambment. Option B, couplet. Option C, synecdoche. Option D, foreshadowing. The correct answer is option A, enjambment. Enjambment fits because it means the continuation of a sentence beyond the end of a poetic line. Couplet and foreshadowing refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Synecdoche is also different. Caesura is a pause within a line, and stopping completes a sentence at line end. Allusion is a reference. Question 14. Interpreting a CLEP style clue, when a passage shows 5 iambic feet, usually 10 syllables with an unstressed stressed pattern, which term fits? Option A, symbolism. Option B, Gothic. Option C, iambic pentameter. Option D, enjambment. The correct answer is option C, iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter fits because it means 5 iambic feet, usually 10 syllables with an unstressed stressed pattern. Symbolism and Gothic refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Enjambment is also different. Trochaic meter begins stressed unstressed, free verse lacks regular meter, anapest has 2 unstressed syllables before a stressed one. Question 15. Among these writers, who is linked to Troilus and Cresside? Option A, Charles Dickens. Option B, Geoffrey Chaucer. Option C, Sir Thomas Malory. Option D, George Eliot. The correct answer is option B, Geoffrey Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer fits because Troilus and Cresside is a Middle English narrative poem focused on love, fortune, and betrayal. George Eliot is linked to Middlemarch. Charles Dickens is linked to Great Expectations. Sir Thomas Malory points instead to Ellie Mort d'Arthur, so it does not match this clue. Question 16. Studying a CLEP style clue, select a term for unrhymed iambic pentameter. Option A, blank verse. Option B, narrator. Option C, heroic couplet. Option D, terza rima. The correct answer is option A, blank verse. Blank verse fits because it means unrhymed iambic pentameter. Terza rima and narrator refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Heroic couplet is also different. Free verse has no regular meter. Heroic couplets rhyme in pairs. Ballads usually use narrative stanzas. Question 17. Recognizing a CLEP style clue, how is the ordered pattern of end rhymes in a poem usually labeled? Option A, pastoral. Option B, rhyme scheme. Option C, metonymy. Option D, paradox. The correct answer is option B, rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme fits because it means the ordered pattern of end rhymes in a poem. Paradox and metonymy refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Pastoral is also different, meter is rhythm, diction is word choice, imagery is sensory language. Question 18. Examining a CLEP style clue, should the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner be matched with which writer? Option A. Henry Fielding. Option B. William Wordsworth. Option C. William Shakespeare. Option D. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. The correct answer is option D. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Samuel Taylor Coleridge fits because the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner is a supernatural romantic ballad involving guilt, punishment, and imaginative vision. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. William Wordsworth is linked to lyrical ballads. Henry Fielding points instead to Tom Jones, so it does not match this clue. Question 19. Study cards should connect Alfred, Lord Tennyson with which work? Option A. Tom Jones. Option B. Preface to Shakespeare. Option C. In Memoriam AHH. Option D. Gulliver's Travels. The correct answer is option C. In Memoriam AHH. In Memoriam AHH fits because it is Alfred, Lord Tennyson's work, a Victorian elegy that wrestles with grief, faith, science, and doubt. Tom Jones is associated with Henry Fielding. Preface to Shakespeare is associated with Samuel Johnson. Gulliver's Travels belongs with Jonathan Swift, not this author clue. Question 20. Reviewing a CLEP style clue. If a sentence runs beyond the line break before completing its grammar, which concept is being tested? Option A. Enjambment. Option B. Alliteration. Option C. End stopping. Option D. Caesura. The correct answer is option A. Enjambment. Enjambment fits because enjambment occurs when syntax flows past the end of a poetic line, often increasing movement or suspense. Caesura is wrong because caesura is a pause within a line. End stopping and alliteration describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 21. When lyrical ballads appears in a literature clue, which writer fits? Option A. Lawrence Sterne. Option B. William Wordsworth. Option C. Doris Lessing. Option D. Edmund Spenser. The correct answer is option B. William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth fits because Lyrical Ballads is a landmark romantic collection favoring ordinary language, nature, feeling, and imagination. Doris Lessing is linked to the Golden Notebook. Lawrence Sterne is linked to Tristram Shandy. Edmund Spenser points instead to the Fairy Queen, so it does not match this clue. Question 22. Should Ode to the West Wind be matched with which writer? Option A. Alexander Pope. Option B. Percy Bysshe Shelley. Option C. John Donne. Option D. Henry Fielding. The correct answer is option B. Percy Bysshe Shelley. Percy Bysshe Shelley fits because Ode to the West Wind is a romantic ode that treats nature as destructive, creative, and revolutionary power. John Donne is linked to Holy Sonnets. Alexander Pope is linked to The Rape of the Lock. Henry Fielding points instead to Tom Jones, so it does not match this clue. Question 23. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, choose the work most closely linked with William Blake. Option A. Heart of Darkness. Option B. Songs of Innocence and Experience. Option C. Troilus and Cresside. Option D. North. The correct answer is option B. Songs of Innocence and Experience. Songs of Innocence and Experience fits because it is William Blake's work, visionary poems contrasting innocence, experience, social oppression, and spiritual perception. North is associated with Seamus Heaney. Heart of Darkness is associated with Joseph Conrad. Troilus and Cresside belongs with Geoffrey Chaucer, not this author clue. Question 24. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, when a passage shows a rhymed pair of iambic pentameter lines often used in neoclassical poetry, which term fits? Option A. Motif. Option B. Allusion. Option C. Dramatic monologue. Option D. Heroic couplet. The correct answer is option D. Heroic couplet. Heroic couplet fits because it means a rhymed pair of iambic pentameter lines often used in neoclassical poetry. Allusion and motif refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Dramatic monologue is also different. Blank verse is unrhymed. Spenserian stanza has 9 lines. Ballad meter is song-like and narrative. Question 25. Can you identify the technique when a poem follows 3 quatrains and a final rhyming couplet? Option A. Shakespearean sonnet. Option B. Petrarchan sonnet. Option C. Epic. Option D. Ode. The correct answer is option A. Shakespearean sonnet. Shakespearean sonnet fits because the Shakespearean sonnet organizes 14 lines into 3 quatrains and a concluding couplet. Petrarchan sonnet is wrong because Petrarchan sonnets divide into octave and sestet. Ode and epic describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 26. Studying a CLEP-style clue recognizing T.S. Eliot should lead to which title? Option A. The Wasteland. Option B. The Fairy Queen. Option C. The Pilgrim's Progress. Option D. Waiting for Godot. The correct answer is option A. The Wasteland. The Wasteland fits because it is T.S. Eliot's work, a modernist poem marked by fragmentation, illusion, spiritual dryness, and cultural crisis. The Fairy Queen is associated with Edmund Spenser, Waiting for Godot is associated with Samuel Beckett. The Pilgrim's Progress belongs with John Bunyan, not this author clue. Question 27. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, how would a clue about Matthew Arnold most likely be answered? Option A. King Lear. Option B. The Golden Notebook. Option C. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option D. Dover Beach. The correct answer is option D. Dover Beach. Dover Beach fits because it is Matthew Arnold's work, a Victorian lyric often linked with religious doubt, melancholy and cultural uncertainty. The Golden Notebook is associated with Doris Lessing, King Lear is associated with William Shakespeare. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock belongs with T.S. Eliot, not this author clue. Question 28. Examining a CLEP-style clue, which author is most closely associated with sonnets? Option A. William Shakespeare. Option B. Kazuo Ishiguro. Option C. Geoffrey Chaucer. Option D. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. The correct answer is option A. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because sonnets is a sonnet sequence often tested for rhyme scheme, love, time, beauty, and mortality. Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales. Kazuo Ishiguro is linked to the Remains of the Day. Elizabeth Barrett Browning points instead to sonnets from the Portuguese, so it does not match this clue. Question 29. Considering a CLEP-style clue, recognizing a 19-line poem with repeated lines and 2 repeating rhymes points to which term? Option A. Metaphor. Option B. Simile. Option C. Villanelle. Option D. Couplet. The correct answer is option C. Villanelle. Villanelle fits because it means a 19-line poem with repeated lines and 2 repeating rhymes. Metaphor and couplet refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Simile is also different. Sonnet has 14 lines, ode is a formal lyric, epic is a long heroic narrative. Question 30. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, should the Fairy Queen be matched with which writer? Option A. Anonymous Old English poet. Option B. Andrew Marvell. Option C. John Milton. Option D. Edmund Spenser. The correct answer is option D. Edmund Spenser. Edmund Spenser fits because the Fairy Queen is an allegorical Renaissance epic romance written in the Spenserian stanza. Andrew Marvell is linked to his coy mistress. John Milton is linked to Paradise Lost. Anonymous Old English poet points instead to Beowulf, so it does not match this clue. Question 31. Among these writers, who is linked to Songs of Innocence and Experience? Option A. William Blake. Option B. Sir Thomas Malory. Option C. Robert Browning. Option D. Jonathan Swift. The correct answer is option A. William Blake. William Blake fits because Songs of Innocence and Experience is visionary poems contrasting innocence, experience, social oppression and spiritual perception. Sir Thomas Malory is linked to Ellie Mort d'Arthur. Robert Browning is linked to My Last Duchess. Jonathan Swift points instead to Gulliver's Travels, so it does not match this clue. Question 32. Which author is most closely associated with Great Expectations? Option A. Charles Dickens. Option B. Andrew Marvell. Option C. Alfred, Lord Tennyson. Option D. William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option A. Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens fits because Great Expectations is a Victorian Bildungsroman about Pip, class aspiration, guilt, and moral growth. Alfred, Lord Tennyson is linked to In Memoriam AHH. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Andrew Marvell points instead to his coy mistress, so it does not match this clue. Question 33. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, how should a CLEP author clue for My Last Duchess be answered? Option A. Robert Browning. Option B. Emily Bronte. Option C. William Shakespeare. Option D. Alfred, Lord Tennyson. The correct answer is option A. Robert Browning. Robert Browning fits because My Last Duchess is a dramatic monologue revealing character through a speaker's controlled self-exposure. Alfred, Lord Tennyson is linked to In Memoriam AHH. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Emily Bronte points instead to Wuthering Heights, so it does not match this clue. Question 34. Can the Second Coming help identify which author? Option A. Andrew Marvell. Option B. W. B. Yeats. Option C. Geoffrey Chaucer. Option D. Percy Bysshe Shelley. The correct answer is option B. W. B. Yeats. W. B. Yeats fits because The Second Coming is a modernist symbolic poem known for apocalyptic imagery and historical disorder. Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales, Andrew Marvell is linked to his coy mistress. Percy Bysshe Shelley points instead to Ode to the West Wind, so it does not match this clue. Question 35. Preparing a CLEP-style clue recognizing William Shakespeare should lead to which title? Option A. Great Expectations. Option B. Sonnets. Option C. Songs of Innocence and Experience. Option D. The Fairy Queen. The correct answer is option B. Sonnets. Sonnets fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a sonnet sequence often tested for rhyme scheme, love, time, beauty, and mortality. The Fairy Queen is associated with Edmund Spenser, Songs of Innocence and Experience is associated with William Blake. Great Expectations belongs with Charles Dickens, not this author clue. Question 36. Studying a CLEP-style clue, can Vladimir and Estragon help identify which work? Option A. Waiting for Godot. Option B. The Second Coming. Option C. Wuthering Heights. Option D. The Rape of the Lock. The correct answer is option A. Waiting for Godot. Vladimir and Estragon wait through Beckett's absurdist drama. Hamlet and Horatio belong to Shakespeare, Jane and Rochester belong to Bronte, Gulliver and the Houyhnhnms belong to Swift. Question 37. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue if a poem uses the 6-line unit that often follows the octave in a Petrarchan sonnet, which device is present? Option A. Sestet. Option B. Blank verse. Option C. Kenning. Option D. Simile. The correct answer is option A. Sestet. Sestet fits because it means the 6-line unit that often follows the octave in a Petrarchan sonnet. Blank verse and simile refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Kenning is also different, octave is 8 lines, couplet is 2 lines, refrain is repeated language. Question 38. Study cards should connect Christopher Marlowe with which work? Option A. Robinson Crusoe. Option B. The Tempest. Option C. Othello. Option D. Dr. Faustus. The correct answer is option D. Dr. Faustus. Dr. Faustus fits because it is Christopher Marlowe's work, a Renaissance tragedy about ambition, forbidden knowledge, and a bargain with the devil. Othello is associated with William Shakespeare, The Tempest is associated with William Shakespeare. Robinson Crusoe belongs with Daniel Defoe, not this author clue. Question 39. If a clue names Christian, which title is expected? Option A. Heart of Darkness. Option B. Mrs. Dalloway. Option C. A Midsummer Night's Dream. Option D. The Pilgrim's Progress. The correct answer is option D. The Pilgrim's Progress. Christian is the allegorical pilgrim whose journey represents spiritual life. Gulliver is Swift's traveler, Hamlet is Shakespeare's prince, Prufrock is Eliot's anxious speaker. Question 40. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, spotting that a passage uses unrhymed iambic pentameter in elevated drama or epic should lead to which term? Option A. Ottava rima. Option B. Heroic couplet. Option C. Blank verse. Option D. Free verse. The correct answer is option C. Blank verse. Blank verse fits because blank verse is unrhymed iambic pentameter, a form strongly associated with Shakespearean drama and Miltonic epic. Heroic couplet is wrong because heroic couplets rhyme in pairs. Ottava rima and free verse describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 41. Testing a CLEP-style clue, how should a CLEP author clue for the wasteland be answered? Option A. T.S. Eliot. Option B. William Shakespeare. Option C. Charles Dickens. Option D. Doris Lessing. The correct answer is option A. T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot fits because The Wasteland is a modernist poem marked by fragmentation, illusion, spiritual dryness, and cultural crisis. Charles Dickens is linked to Great Expectations, William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Doris Lessing points instead to The Golden Notebook, so it does not match this clue. Question 42. Can sonnets from the Portuguese help identify which author? Option A. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Option B. Charles Dickens. Option C. James Joyce. Option D. T.S. Eliot. The correct answer is option A. Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Elizabeth Barrett Browning fits because Sonnets from the Portuguese is a Victorian sonnet sequence exploring love, voice, and devotion. T.S. Eliot is linked to The Wasteland, James Joyce is linked to Ulysses. Charles Dickens points instead to Great Expectations, so it does not match this clue. Question 43. When Andrew Marvell appears in review, which title fits? Option A, Ode on a Grecian Urn. Option B, Ode to the West Wind. Option C, To His Coy Mistress. Option D, The Rape of the Lock. The correct answer is option C, To His Coy Mistress. To His Coy Mistress fits because it is Andrew Marvell's work, a carpe diem metaphysical poem that moves from persuasion to urgency. Ode on a Grecian Urn is associated with John Keats. Ode to the West Wind is associated with Percy Bysshe Shelley. The Rape of the Lock belongs with Alexander Pope, not this author clue. Question 44. Interpreting a CLEP style clue during work matching, which title belongs to Alexander Pope? Option A, The Rape of the Lock. Option B, Ode to the West Wind. Option C, Sons and Lovers. Option D, To His Coy Mistress. The correct answer is option A, The Rape of the Lock. The Rape of the Lock fits because it is Alexander Pope's work, a mock-heroic poem using heroic couplets to satirize social vanity. To His Coy Mistress is associated with Andrew Marvell. Sons and Lovers is associated with D. H. Lawrence. Ode to the West Wind belongs with Percy Bysshe Shelley, not this author clue. Question 45. How should a CLEP author clue for The Rape of the Lock be answered? Option A, William Wordsworth. Option B, Samuel Johnson. Option C, Alexander Pope. Option D, William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option C, Alexander Pope. Alexander Pope fits because The Rape of the Lock is a mock-heroic poem using heroic couplets to satirize social vanity. William Wordsworth is linked to lyrical ballads. Samuel Johnson is linked to preface to Shakespeare. William Shakespeare points instead to Hamlet, so it does not match this clue. Question 46. Studying a CLEP-style clue, how should a clue about pilgrimage frames, estates satire, romance, and the transition from Old to Middle English be classified? Option A, Victorian. Option B, post-colonial. Option C, Middle English/medieval. Option D, Renaissance. The correct answer is option C, Middle English/medieval. Middle English/medieval fits because it is commonly linked with pilgrimage frames, estates satire, romance, and the transition from Old to Middle English. Renaissance is different because Renaissance writing is linked to humanism, drama, and sonnet sequences. Victorian and post-colonial point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 47. If an image or idea keeps recurring and builds meaning across a work, which concept is being tested? Option A, theme. Option B, diction. Option C, motif. Option D, meter. The correct answer is option C, motif. Motif fits because motif is a recurring element that supports themes and patterns in a text. Theme is wrong because theme is the broader insight or central idea. Meter and diction describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 48. Examining a CLEP-style clue, spotting that a song-like poem tells a story in simple repeated stanzas should lead to which term? Option A, elegy. Option B, mock epic. Option C, sonnet. Option D, ballad. The correct answer is option D, ballad. Ballad fits because ballads are narrative, song-like poems often using repetition, dialogue, and strong rhythms. Elegy is wrong because elegy mourns death or loss. Mock epic and sonnet describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 49. Which term describes a long elevated narrative poem about heroic or cosmic events? Option A, epic. Option B, dramatic monologue. Option C, tragedy. Option D, assonance. The correct answer is option A, epic. Epic fits because it means a long elevated narrative poem about heroic or cosmic events. Tragedy and assonance refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Dramatic monologue is also different. Lyric poetry focuses on personal feeling, comedy resolves conflict happily, essay presents prose argument. Question 50. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue during passage analysis, which term matches the clue that nearby words begin with repeated consonant sounds? Option A, irony. Option B, alliteration. Option C, assonance. Option D, meter. The correct answer is option B, alliteration. Alliteration fits because alliteration repeats initial consonant sounds and is especially important in Old English poetry. Assonance is wrong because assonance repeats vowel sounds. Meter and irony describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 51. Testing a CLEP-style clue among these terms, which one names a compact metaphorical compound common in Old English poetry? Option A, elegy. Option B, mock epic. Option C, blank verse. Option D, kenning. The correct answer is option D, ing. Kenning fits because it means a compact metaphorical compound common in Old English poetry. Mock epic and elegy refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Blank verse is also different. Conceit is usually a longer elaborate comparison. Epithet is a descriptive tag. Metonymy uses association rather than compounding. Question 52. Identify the writer normally connected with North. Option A, William Wordsworth. Option B, William Shakespeare. Option C, George Herbert. Option D, Seamus Heaney. The correct answer is option D, Seamus Heaney. Seamus Heaney fits because North is a modern poetry collection often linked with history, violence, bog imagery and memory. William Wordsworth is linked to lyrical ballads, George Herbert is linked to the temple. William Shakespeare points instead to Hamlet, so it does not match this clue. Question 53. Tracing a CLEP-style clue among these titles, which one contains the Wife of Bath? Option A, The Canterbury Tales. Option B, The Tempest. Option C, The Wasteland. Option D, Waiting for Godot. The correct answer is option A, The Canterbury Tales. The Wife of Bath is one of Chaucer's pilgrims and is central to medieval estate satire. Beowulf belongs to Old English heroic epic, Jane Eyre is a Victorian novel, Waiting for Godot is modern absurdist drama. Question 54. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue during terminology review, which term matches the first 8-line unit of a Petrarchan sonnet? Option A, octave. Option B, allegory. Option C, allusion. Option D, foreshadowing. The correct answer is option A, octave. Octave fits because it means the first 8-line unit of a Petrarchan sonnet. Allusion and allegory refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Foreshadowing is also different. Sestet is 6 lines, quatrain is 4 lines, couplet is 2 lines. Question 55. Preparing a CLEP-style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Dover Beach? Option A, Aphra Behn. Option B, George Eliot. Option C, Samuel Beckett. Option D, Matthew Arnold. The correct answer is option D, Matthew Arnold. Matthew Arnold fits because Dover Beach is a Victorian lyric often linked with religious doubt, melancholy and cultural uncertainty. Aphra Behn is linked to Orinoco, George Eliot is linked to Middlemarch. Samuel Beckett points instead to Waiting for Godot, so it does not match this clue. Question 56. Identify the writer normally connected with the temple. Option A, George Herbert. Option B, T.S. Eliot. Option C, Charles Dickens. Option D, Geoffrey Chaucer. The correct answer is option A, George Herbert. George Herbert fits because the temple is a collection of devotional metaphysical poems shaped by faith, pattern, and spiritual conflict. Charles Dickens is linked to Great Expectations. Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales. T.S. Eliot points instead to the Wasteland, so it does not match this clue. Question 57. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue if you see Geoffrey Chaucer, which title should you remember? Option A, Songs of Innocence and Experience. Option B, Orinoco. Option C, The Canterbury Tales. Option D, The Faerie Queene. The correct answer is option C, The Canterbury Tales. The Canterbury Tales fits because it is Geoffrey Chaucer's work, a Middle English frame narrative that uses pilgrims to create estate satire. Songs of Innocence and Experience is associated with William Blake, Orinoco is associated with Aphra Behn. The Faerie Queene belongs with Edmund Spenser, not this author clue. Question 58. Examining a CLEP-style clue, recognizing 2 consecutive lines of verse, usually linked by rhyme or thought points to which term? Option A, dramatic monologue. Option B, couplet. Option C, foreshadowing. Option D, comedy of manners. The correct answer is option B, couplet. Couplet fits because it means 2 consecutive lines of verse, usually linked by rhyme or thought. Comedy of manners and dramatic monologue refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Foreshadowing is also different. Octave is 8 lines, sestet is 6 lines, stanza is a larger grouped unit. Question 59. Considering a CLEP-style clue, which work is tied to Joseph Conrad? Option A, Sonnets. Option B, Heart of Darkness. Option C, Troilus and Cresside. Option D, Beowulf. The correct answer is option B, Heart of Darkness. Heart of Darkness fits because it is Joseph Conrad's work, a modern novella exploring imperialism, moral darkness, narration, and ambiguity. Sonnets is associated with William Shakespeare. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. Troilus and Cresside belongs with Geoffrey Chaucer, not this author clue. Question 60. Reviewing a CLEP style clue, can you identify the technique when two polished rhyming lines of iambic pentameter close a satiric point? Option A, heroic couplet. Option B, Spenserian stanza. Option C, villanelle. Option D, blank verse. The correct answer is option A, heroic couplet. Heroic couplet fits because heroic couplets are rhymed pairs in iambic pentameter, especially important in neoclassical poetry and satire. Blank verse is wrong because blank verse has no rhyme. Spenserian stanza and villanelle describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 61. Among these works, which one is by William Wordsworth? Option A, Lyrical Ballads. Option B, The Canterbury Tales. Option C, Macbeth. Option D, King Lear. The correct answer is option A, Lyrical Ballads. Lyrical Ballads fits because it is William Wordsworth's work, a landmark romantic collection favoring ordinary language, nature, feeling, and imagination. Macbeth is associated with William Shakespeare. The Canterbury Tales is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer. King Lear belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 62. Can hard times help identify which author? Option A, Charles Dickens. Option B, T.S. Eliot. Option C, Thomas Hardy. Option D, William Blake. The correct answer is option A, Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens fits because Hard Times is a Victorian social problem novel criticizing industrial utilitarianism and dehumanizing education. William Blake is linked to Songs of Innocence and Experience. Thomas Hardy is linked to Tess of the D'Urbervilles. T.S. Eliot points instead to The Wasteland, so it does not match this clue. Question 63. On a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with 1984? Option A, Matthew Arnold. Option B, George Orwell. Option C, Thomas Hardy. Option D, T.S. Eliot. The correct answer is option B, George Orwell. George Orwell fits because 1984 is a dystopian political novel about surveillance, language control, and totalitarian power. Thomas Hardy is linked to Tess of the D'Urbervilles. T.S. Eliot is linked to The Wasteland. Matthew Arnold points instead to Dover Beach, so it does not match this clue. Question 64. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, recognizing Belinda and the stolen lock of hair points to which work? Option A, A Midsummer Night's Dream. Option B, Hamlet. Option C, Hard Times. Option D, The Rape of the Lock. The correct answer is option D, The Rape of the Lock. Belinda is the fashionable figure at the center of Pope's mock-heroic satire. Tess belongs to Hardy, Jane Eyre belongs to Bronte, Grendel belongs to Beowulf. Question 65. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, how would a clue about W.B. Yeats most likely be answered? Option A, Preface to Shakespeare. Option B, Things Fall Apart. Option C, Waiting for Godot. Option D, The Second Coming. The correct answer is option D, The Second Coming. The Second Coming fits because it is W.B. Yeats's work, a modernist symbolic poem known for apocalyptic imagery and historical disorder. Waiting for Godot is associated with Samuel Beckett. Preface to Shakespeare is associated with Samuel Johnson. Things Fall Apart belongs with Chinua Achebe, not this author clue. Question 66. Studying a CLEP-style clue, if you see Percy Bysshe Shelley, which title should you remember? Option A, Ode to the West Wind. Option B, Ode on a Grecian Urn. Option C, Volpone. Option D, Don Juan. The correct answer is option A, Ode to the West Wind. Ode to the West Wind fits because it is Percy Bysshe Shelley's work, a romantic ode that treats nature as destructive, creative, and revolutionary power. Ode on a Grecian Urn is associated with John Keats. Don Juan is associated with Lord Byron. Volpone belongs with Ben Jonson, not this author clue. Question 67. If a clue names in memoriam AHH, which author is expected? Option A, Alfred, Lord Tennyson. Option B, Matthew Arnold. Option C, John Milton. Option D, Henry Fielding. The correct answer is option A, Alfred, Lord Tennyson. Alfred, Lord Tennyson fits because In Memoriam AHH is a Victorian elegy that wrestles with grief, faith, science, and doubt. John Milton is linked to Paradise Lost. Henry Fielding is linked to Tom Jones. Matthew Arnold points instead to Dover Beach, so it does not match this clue. Question 68. Examining a CLEP-style clue, which work is tied to Edmund Spenser? Option A, Jane Eyre. Option B, Othello. Option C, Tristram Shandy. Option D, The Faerie Queene. The correct answer is option D, The Faerie Queene. The Fairy Queen fits because it is Edmund Spenser's work, an allegorical Renaissance epic romance written in the Spenserian stanza. Othello is associated with William Shakespeare, Jane Eyre is associated with Charlotte Bronte, Tristram Shandy belongs with Laurence Sterne, not this author clue. Question 69. Considering a CLEP style clue, who wrote Ode on a Grecian Urn? Option A, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Option B, Daniel Defoe. Option C, John Keats. Option D, William Blake. The correct answer is option C, John Keats. John Keats fits because Ode on a Grecian Urn is a romantic ode meditating on art, beauty, permanence, and human transience. Samuel Taylor Coleridge is linked to the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. William Blake is linked to songs of innocence and experience. Daniel Defoe points instead to Robinson Crusoe, so it does not match this clue. Question 70. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue among these works, which one is by Samuel Beckett? Option A, Volpone. Option B, The Canterbury Tales. Option C, Ulysses. Option D, Waiting for Godot. The correct answer is option D, Waiting for Godot. Waiting for Godot fits because it is Samuel Beckett's work, an absurdist drama centered on waiting, repetition, uncertainty, and minimal action. Volpone is associated with Ben Jonson, The Canterbury Tales is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer. Ulysses belongs with James Joyce, not this author clue. Question 71. Testing a CLEP-style clue. If a clue names Mrs. Dalloway, which author is expected? Option A, William Shakespeare. Option B, Virginia Woolf. Option C, Charles Dickens. Option D, Charlotte Bronte. The correct answer is option B, Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf fits because Mrs. Dalloway is a modernist novel using stream of consciousness, memory, and a single-day structure. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Charles Dickens is linked to Great Expectations. Charlotte Bronte points instead to Jane Eyre, so it does not match this clue. Question 72. Comparing a CLEP-style clue among these titles, which one contains Winston Smith? Option A, Sons and Lovers. Option B, 1984. Option C, Beowulf. Option D, Dover Beach. The correct answer is option B, 1984. Winston Smith is Orwell's protagonist under totalitarian surveillance and language control. Pip belongs to Dickens, Faustus belongs to Marlowe, Okonkwo belongs to Achebe. Question 73. Tracing a CLEP-style clue during work matching, which title belongs to Elizabeth Barrett Browning? Option A, Ulysses. Option B, Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option C, Ellie Morte d'Arthur. Option D, Middlemarch. The correct answer is option B, Sonnets from the Portuguese. Sonnets from the Portuguese fits because it is Elizabeth Barrett Browning's work, a Victorian sonnet sequence exploring love, voice, and devotion. Ulysses is associated with James Joyce. Ellie Morte d'Arthur is associated with Sir Thomas Malory. Middlemarch belongs with George Eliot, not this author clue. Question 74. Select the term for narration that imitates the flow of a character's thoughts and perceptions. Option A, sestet. Option B, pastoral. Option C, stream of consciousness. Option D, epistolary novel. The correct answer is option C, stream of consciousness. Stream of consciousness fits because it means narration that imitates the flow of a character's thoughts and perceptions. Sestet and epistolary novel refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Pastoral is also different. Omniscient narration surveys many minds. Allegory uses symbolic action. Satire mocks social errors. Question 75. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, how is literature that idealizes rural life, shepherds, or the countryside usually labeled? Option A, villanelle. Option B, alliteration. Option C, soliloquy. Option D, pastoral. The correct answer is option D, pastoral. Pastoral fits because it means literature that idealizes rural life, shepherds, or the countryside. Soliloquy and alliteration refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Villanelle is also different. Gothic stresses terror and mystery. Realism emphasizes ordinary life. Satire ridicules social faults. Question 76. When a review note mentions intellectual conceits, paradox, argumentative speakers, and spiritual or erotic wit, which period fits? Option A, Victorian realism. Option B, romantic poetry. Option C, metaphysical poetry. Option D, Old English poetry. The correct answer is option C, metaphysical poetry. Metaphysical poetry fits because it is commonly linked with intellectual conceits, paradox, argumentative speakers, and spiritual or erotic wit. Romantic poetry is different because romantic poetry favors imagination, nature, and emotional intensity. Victorian realism and Old English poetry point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 77. Recognizing a CLEP style clue, who wrote holy sonnets? Option A. Alfred, Lord Tennyson. Option B. Edmund Spenser. Option C. Charles Dickens. Option D. John Donne. The correct answer is option D. John Donne. John Donne fits because holy sonnets is a group of metaphysical poems using paradox, argument, and intense spiritual drama. Edmund Spenser is linked to the Fairy Queen. Alfred, Lord Tennyson is linked to In Memoriam AHH. Charles Dickens points instead to Great Expectations, so it does not match this clue. Question 78. Which work is tied to Derek Walcott? Option A. The Temple. Option B. Middlemarch. Option C. My Last Duchess. Option D. Olmrose. The correct answer is option D. Olmrose. Olmrose fits because it is Derek Walcott's work, a Caribbean epic that reworks classical forms through post-colonial history and island experience. My Last Duchess is associated with Robert Browning. The Temple is associated with George Herbert. Middlemarch belongs with George Eliot, not this author clue. Question 79. Considering a CLEP-style clue, can a CLEP item about William Shakespeare point to which work? Option A. Beowulf. Option B. Macbeth. Option C. Midnight's Children. Option D. A Midsummer Night's Dream. The correct answer is option D. A Midsummer Night's Dream. A Midsummer Night's Dream fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a comedy that mixes lovers, fairies, mistaken identities, and theatrical play. Macbeth is associated with William Shakespeare. Midnight's Children is associated with Salman Rushdie. Beowulf belongs with anonymous Old English poet, not this author clue. Question 80. Among these works, which one is by Kazuo Ishiguro? Option A. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option B. Wuthering Heights. Option C. The Remains of the Day. Option D. Tristram Shandy. The correct answer is option C. The Remains of the Day. The Remains of the Day fits because it is Kazuo Ishiguro's work, a late 20th century novel about memory, restraint, class, and missed emotional truth. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock is associated with T.S. Eliot. Wuthering Heights is associated with Emily Bronte. Tristram Shandy belongs with Laurence Sterne, not this author clue. Question 81. Testing a CLEP-style clue, choose the work most closely linked with George Herbert. Option A. The Canterbury Tales. Option B. The Temple. Option C. Don Juan. Option D. Wuthering Heights. The correct answer is option B. The Temple. The Temple fits because it is George Herbert's work, a collection of devotional metaphysical poems shaped by faith, pattern, and spiritual conflict. Don Juan is associated with Lord Byron. The Canterbury Tales is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer. Wuthering Heights belongs with Emily Bronte, not this author clue. Question 82. Comparing a CLEP-style clue during author review, which writer belongs with Olmrose? Option A. Robert Browning. Option B. Derek Walcott. Option C. William Shakespeare. Option D. William Wordsworth. The correct answer is option B. Derek Walcott. Derek Walcott fits because Olmrose is a Caribbean epic that reworks classical forms through post-colonial history and island experience. Robert Browning is linked to My Last Duchess. William Wordsworth is linked to lyrical ballads. William Shakespeare points instead to Hamlet, so it does not match this clue. Question 83. Tracing a CLEP-style clue during work matching, which title belongs to William Shakespeare? Option A. The Tempest. Option B. Sonnets. Option C. Beowulf. Option D. Tristram Shandy. The correct answer is option A. The Tempest. The Tempest fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a late romance involving Prospero, magic, forgiveness, and colonial questions. Tristram Shandy is associated with Laurence Sterne. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. Sonnets belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 84. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, when a CLEP-style passage shows that a story is told by a voice whose judgments seem limited, biased, or misleading, which answer works? Option A. Unreliable narrator. Option B. Authorial biography. Option C. Omniscient narrator. Option D. Objective correlative. The correct answer is option A. Unreliable narrator. Unreliable narrator fits because an unreliable narrator gives readers reason to question the accuracy or fairness of the account. Omniscient narrator is wrong because omniscient narration is broadly all-knowing. Authorial biography and objective correlative describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 85. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, who wrote Don Juan? Option A. Christopher Marlowe. Option B. Samuel Beckett. Option C. Lord Byron. Option D. Thomas Hardy. The correct answer is option C. Lord Byron. Lord Byron fits because Don Juan is a witty satirical verse narrative associated with the Byronic voice and social critique. Samuel Beckett is linked to Waiting for Godot. Christopher Marlowe is linked to Dr. Faustus. Thomas Hardy points instead to Tess of the D'Urbervilles, so it does not match this clue. Question 86. Studying a CLEP style clue. If you see John Keats, which title should you remember? Option A. The Second Coming. Option B. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option C. The Tempest. Option D. Ode on a Grecian Urn. The correct answer is option D. Ode on a Grecian Urn. Ode on a Grecian Urn fits because it is John Keats's work, a romantic ode meditating on art, beauty, permanence, and human transience. The Second Coming is associated with W. B. Yeats. The Tempest is associated with William Shakespeare. Sonnets from the Portuguese belongs with Elizabeth Barrett Browning, not this author clue. Question 87. Recognizing a CLEP style clue, can Grendel help identify which work? Option A. Beowulf. Option B. Orinoco. Option C. Macbeth. Option D. Ode on a Grecian Urn. The correct answer is option A. Beowulf. Grendel is one of the monsters defeated by the hero in the Old English epic. The Canterbury Tales uses pilgrims, not monster combat. Paradise Lost centers on the fall. Wuthering Heights is a Victorian Gothic novel. Question 88. Examining a CLEP style clue, recall which author is known for Tom Jones. Option A. Mary Shelley. Option B. Henry Fielding. Option C. Charlotte Bronte. Option D. Kazuo Ishiguro. The correct answer is option B. Henry Fielding. Henry Fielding fits because Tom Jones is a comic realist novel known for an intrusive narrator and carefully plotted action. Kazuo Ishiguro is linked to The Remains of the Day. Charlotte Bronte is linked to Jane Eyre. Mary Shelley points instead to Frankenstein, so it does not match this clue. Question 89. Considering a CLEP style clue, how should a character clue about Satan as a grand but fallen speaker be answered? Option A. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option B. Tom Jones. Option C. Sons and Lovers. Option D. Paradise Lost. The correct answer is option D. Paradise Lost. Milton's Satan is a central figure in the epic about rebellion and the fall. Christian belongs to the Pilgrim's Progress, Belinda belongs to the Rape of the Lock, Heathcliff belongs to Wuthering Heights. Question 90. During author review, which writer belongs with Hamlet? Option A. George Herbert. Option B. George Orwell. Option C. William Shakespeare. Option D. Kazuo Ishiguro. The correct answer is option C. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because Hamlet is a revenge tragedy centered on delay, conscience, performance, and corruption. George Orwell is linked to 1984, George Herbert is linked to The Temple. Kazuo Ishiguro points instead to The Remains of the Day, so it does not match this clue. Question 91. Recognizing Iago points to which work? Option A. Othello. Option B. Dover Beach. Option C. The Tempest. Option D. King Lear. The correct answer is option A. Othello. Iago is the manipulator whose deception drives Othello's jealousy. Satan belongs to Paradise Lost, Prospero belongs to The Tempest, Pip belongs to Great Expectations. Question 92. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, recall which author is known for Beowulf? Option A. Jonathan Swift. Option B. Anonymous Old English poet. Option C. Emily Bronte. Option D. Daniel Defoe. The correct answer is option B. Anonymous Old English poet. Anonymous Old English poet fits because Beowulf is an Anglo-Saxon heroic epic built around monsters, loyalty, fame, and alliterative verse. Jonathan Swift is linked to Gulliver's Travels. Daniel Defoe is linked to Robinson Crusoe. Emily Bronte points instead to Wuthering Heights, so it does not match this clue. Question 93. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, during work matching, which title belongs to T.S. Eliot? Option A. Midnight's Children. Option B. Jane Eyre. Option C. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option D. Waiting for Godot. The correct answer is option C. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock fits because it is T.S. Eliot's work, a modernist dramatic monologue about paralysis, self-consciousness, and urban alienation. Midnight's Children is associated with Salman Rushdie. Waiting for Godot is associated with Samuel Beckett. Jane Eyre belongs with Charlotte Bronte, not this author clue. Question 94. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, select a term for a direct address to an absent person, abstract idea, or thing. Option A, frame narrative. Option B, tone. Option C, apostrophe. Option D, synecdoche. The correct answer is option C, apostrophe. Apostrophe fits because it means a direct address to an absent person, abstract idea, or thing. Frame narrative and tone refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Synecdoche is also different. Soliloquy is a speech by a character alone on stage. Satire attacks folly. Metonymy substitutes an associated term. Question 95. Could empire, decolonization, language, cultural identity, displacement, and historical memory point to which literary period? Option A, post-colonial/Commonwealth. Option B, Restoration. Option C, Metaphysical poetry. Option D, Anglo-Saxon/Old English. The correct answer is option A, post-colonial/Commonwealth. Post-colonial/Commonwealth fits because it is commonly linked with empire, decolonization, language, cultural identity, displacement, and historical memory. Restoration is different because Restoration literature is linked with wit, theater, and comedy of manners. Metaphysical poetry and Anglo-Saxon/Old English point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 96. Studying a CLEP-style clue, if a poem uses a narrator whose account should not be fully trusted, which device is present? Option A, Gothic. Option B, motif. Option C, sonnet. Option D, unreliable narrator. The correct answer is option D, unreliable narrator. Unreliable narrator fits because it means a narrator whose account should not be fully trusted. Motif and Gothic refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Sonnet is also different. Omniscient narrator knows many minds, author is the real writer, antagonist opposes the protagonist. Question 97. Which work includes the Duke describing a portrait? Option A, The Fairy Queen. Option B, My Last Duchess. Option C, Holy Sonnets. Option D, To His Coy Mistress. The correct answer is option B, My Last Duchess. Browning's Duke reveals control and jealousy while speaking about the portrait of his last duchess. Tennyson's elegy mourns Arthur Hallam. Arnold's lyric reflects faith and doubt. Keats's ode meditates on art. Question 98. Can you identify the technique when a poem presents shepherds and rural life as simple, peaceful, and ideal? Option A, Gothic. Option B, pastoral. Option C, modernism. Option D, satire. The correct answer is option B, pastoral. Pastoral fits because pastoral literature idealizes rural settings and often contrasts them with court or city life. Gothic is wrong because Gothic emphasizes terror and mystery. Satire and modernism describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 99. Considering a CLEP-style clue among these terms, which one names interlocking three-line rhyme often associated with Dante and later English adaptations? Option A, tragedy. Option B, terza rima. Option C, frame narrative. Option D, illusion. The correct answer is option B, terza rima. Terza rima fits because it means interlocking three-line rhyme often associated with Dante and later English adaptations. Tragedy and frame narrative refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Illusion is also different. Heroic couplet rhymes in pairs, sonnet has 14 lines, ballad stanza is narrative and song-like. Question 100. Choose the work most closely linked with Robert Browning. Option A, Sons and Lovers. Option B, Lyrical Ballads. Option C, North. Option D, My Last Duchess. The correct answer is option D, My Last Duchess. My Last Duchess fits because it is Robert Browning's work, a dramatic monologue revealing character through a speaker's controlled self-exposure. Sons and Lovers is associated with D. H. Lawrence. Lyrical Ballads is associated with William Wordsworth. North belongs with Seamus Heaney, not this author clue.